Hey, welcome back to the Crypto Horrors. We're here with the next round of used pickups from the last few weeks. So, used pickups are always a lot more fun for me because you can find anything and everything and get a pretty good deal on it. And so, the first used pickup that I'm really excited about is something that was kind of difficult to find new, and so just finding it at all was pretty amazing. So, the Philosoph Aster, which everybody loves and has been pretty hot like on Twitter and well everywhere. Especially now that everybody's in isolation and can sit down and watch movies. So it's basically a priest who can turn into a dinosaur, and if that doesn't sell you, like, what's wrong with you? I'm really looking forward to this. So I was having guests come over for like movie hangouts. Like we had just started doing it, and then, well, so I have to watch it by myself and you know try to have a party by myself. But uh, it sounds like the perfect movie for it, especially from all the buzz I've been hearing. And then a little bit of a departure. So I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, and the new killer for Dead by Daylight is kind of Western themed. And so I really wanted to go find some Western style horror, which turns out not necessarily a whole lot of it. Uh, but we got what we could. So the first thing I was recommended was Bone Tomahawk, which, man, why didn't I take the stickers off? What's wrong with me? Which, I don't really know a whole lot about this movie, but just reading the synopsis, like something about cannibals, it sounded pretty interesting. And Bone Tomahawk has kind of a reputation as a really good movie. Like it had sort of been on my list for a long time. I just had no idea what it was actually about. Uh, but we lucked out on finding a used copy, which apparently both new and used. This title kind of has some value. Which surprised me, but we can finally see it. And then our next pick along those lines was this is one of Shout Factory's out of print titles, Ghost Town. I had to actually eBay this one. Uh, but, one of the weird things is this appears to be like a bare bones title, which Shout Factory doesn't usually not put something on the disc. Uh, but from the little I've heard about this, it might have been a miracle that it got released at all. So, also, that new killer in Dead by Daylight looks a heck of a lot like this dude. So, I'm not exactly sure what it's about, but, well, Ghost Town, I'm guessing cowboy ghosts. Which, hey, it's on point. Plus, it looked really interesting, too. And then this is something I already had, but it was kind of like a weird crime of opportunity to pick it up. So it's the Shout Factory Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and for some reason it was priced at $6. So it's like I can't leave this here. So because it still sells for like full price. Plus, I'm not sure if the slipcover is like gone or not. So. But yeah, so I pre-ordered this set a while ago. I've had it for a long time, and it's an amazing set. And I might end up actually gifting this to somebody because it was so cheap. But it was just the craziest thing to like see that there, like this $30 title. And I think what happens is that place that I go to, sometimes, I think I mentioned this in my Bloody Valentine video, sometimes if something has like a remake or another edition, they just like won't really check it out all that thoroughly, and they'll put like the price for the 2009 My Bloody Valentine on the 81 My Bloody Valentine. uh, so that's kind of the story with that. And then so our next used find that something I've been needing to see for a while on Midsummer, which everybody says is like the Wicker Man, and I love the Wicker Man. Not the Nicolas Cage one. We don't talk about that one. But I've been needing to see this like all year, and I finally have the opportunity. It's just one of those things where it's kind of long, and I needed to set aside the time for it. So, pretty hyped about being able to get that for like $8 or whatever it was. Whoop, technical difficulty there. We didn't go anywhere, we're fine. And then our next pickup was The Return of Swamp Thing, which I didn't quite know was a thing. So, I mean, I have the Wes Craven Swamp Thing from Shout Factory. I didn't know there was another one until I saw this. So even though it's got kind of like a high price tag on it, like this was like actually half off, so it was worthwhile. And I think the only annoying thing about it though is with these MVD titles, they typically come with like a little like fold-out poster of the cover art, and this one was missing the art because it was used. So I mean that kind of upset me, but I sort of ate the loss on that one. But I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this one's about, because I've heard, I did a little bit like more research after I got it, and it sounds like it's more of like a campy experience than like trying to be a serious exploration of the character like the Craven one was. So, I'll probably have a good time. Then we have maybe one of our funniest pickups, The Void on Blu-ray. So it turns out The Void in general is an expensive title on Blu-ray, and this was in pretty much like the trash bin at this place that I collect at, where they put like difficult titles. So this is an import, and it says on the back that it's region B, and so it was like, oh yeah, foreign region, $2, and they didn't test it, so I thought, well, maybe I have a really crummy all-region player, let's be honest. Well, maybe my player could play it, and I could at least, like, do something with that. Turns out this was region-free, and it's just one of those weird titles where it doesn't say it's region-free. So, I got The Void, like a $40 title for $2. So, looking forward to seeing that again, because that was a good like Lovecraftian vibe kind of movie. And then next up was, man, I really should have taken all the tags off of these. These look tacky as hell. So we have Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem, which I saw when it came out, and this was actually the movie that kind of made me lose faith in Rob Zombie, because I tend to be pretty loyal to people who create stuff that I enjoy, and well, let's put it this way: if I'm watching a movie, like I sit down and finish the movie no matter what. Like I don't like quit or turn it off or not finish something. Like I don't do it. Lords of Salem was the first movie where I turned it off, like, went to go get something to eat, and then turned it back on, like, an hour or two later when I felt like it. Like, it was, whew, my lord, it was bad. However, that was, like, 6-7 years ago, and my tastes have changed quite a bit since then, and a lot of my friends in the horror community think it's his best movie, somehow. And everybody encouraged me to give it another shot, so I stumbled across it for a pretty good price with like the slipcover and all the stuff on it, and so we're gonna give it another try, and well, maybe we'll like it better this time. And then our final pickup is the much anticipated Satanic Panic, which I guess is now streaming on Shudder, and I could have probably just waited to see on Shudder. But so this had kind of like a weird history. Like I would have bought it when it came out, but the only store I had access to at the time was Walmart, and the Walmart slipcovers just say Panic, like they wouldn't have the Satanic on the title. It was ridiculous beyond belief. So I'd been kind of holding out to find one like with a slipcover or a used one, and I pretty much just jumped on the first one I could find. So, but I read about this in Fangoria, and it's supposed to be amazing, and I know the people behind it on Twitter, and they're great, so, you know, I'm sure it'll be a fun time. So, you know, you gotta be optimistic about something, right? So, well, I think that does it for this round of used pickups. So, we didn't necessarily spend a whole lot, but I think we did pretty great for that particular collecting session. Got a lot of good value. And, yeah, so hopefully you had fun seeing what we got, and we'll be back with more at some point. So, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And, yeah.